Zach, another question. Well, not a question. Another thing that I've observed. I'm in a mastermind. I'm not a freelancer, but the three people I'm in a mastermind with are freelancers, and they always seem nervous because they're always saying, "I have 2 weeks left of this contract, and I need to find another contract." Do you have any tips for how to make that transition so you're not always in that worry phase of like 2 weeks of then having to find a new gig?
Yeah, absolutely. The answer is I actually have a checklist. So anyone who buys the book gets this checklist. It's a 4-page checklist, and it's just a prospecting checklist. So as long as you're constantly either doing the things on the checklist or rotating, like taking your own unique spin on the items, just as long as you're processing it, it's really just a matter of putting in the work. Like, for example, if all you did was subscribe to the jobs board and send a quick application to each new gig that pops up, that would take you like maybe 10 minutes a day, and you'd have a steady pipeline of work. The other thing to do is really reach out to your past clients and ask for more work. Anytime you end a job, get a reference from them, and hopefully that reference will also go on your LinkedIn profile. So if you don't have a LinkedIn, make a LinkedIn. I talk about best practices for LinkedIn in the book, but just as a quick summary, you want to make sure that you have a photo, that your headline says that you're a freelancer, and that you add all your ex-coworkers that you liked working with or had a reputation with for delivering excellent results. Write down their birthdays or send them Christmas cards, treat them to sporting events occasionally. A small gesture like that can make the difference between a client that, is thrilled with you and, one that just, it's a one and done deal. I have found that when it comes to freelancing rather than employment, it's really not so much about the technical quality of your work as it is about how you make the client feel. And, ideally, it's also about the business results, but that's not always the case. It's really about the relationship. And to have a great relationship with the client, it's basically just treat them with respect, over-communicate, and under-promise and over-deliver. And if you do those three things, you're pretty good. And then as long as you add in some of the things like the Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, like some of the principles there, like don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Like, for example, with me, it's just in my nature. I love to nitpick. I look at any website, I can think about 20 ways to improve it, whether it's, like inlining certain styles to improve page speed or moving images to a CDN to get around the bottleneck of 4 concurrent HTTP requests at the browser level, or fixing typos. It's in my nature to want to fix these things. But the truth is, if you be very careful about bringing those up to a client, because oftentimes it comes across as criticism, and doing it correctly with the right tone is extremely challenging, and it's definitely not a beginner move. As long as you treat your clients with respect and you communicate well and you get the job done and you make them look good, you're in business. So